Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week, I wanted to talk about AI and how it could be beneficial to your creative flow. Now, I wanted to preface this by saying, yes, there are issues with using artificial intelligence when it comes to creative inspiration and all that other stuff, especially when it comes to visual art and some text-based arts these days. The negatives first, I guess. It seems that a lot of people are unscrupulously basically allowing AI to ingest content that was not licensed to do so. So essentially, the AI is learning how to paint or create visual art via artwork that was not basically given. The original artists were not like allowing people to do that. People are just grabbing stuff off of the internet and throwing it into the AI model. And then the AI, of course, because it learned off of these things that it didn't have the rights to, starts to create art that looks like the stuff that it was given it. I'm sorry, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But either way, there is a lot of like legal issues when it comes to AI, and I don't want to dive too much into that. But I have recently and also in the past used AI to do something like generate chord progressions or to create a basis for lyrics. And I really do enjoy doing the lyric stuff a lot because I feel like once I get the general like structure for the lyrics, I'm able to manipulate it in a way that allows me to convey what I want through the song. I recently did this on a song called Missed Calls, where essentially it's about, you miss a call because I'm sorry. My brain is super scattered. I spent like the last 3 hours shoveling because it dumped like a foot of snow. So I'm a little exhausted, but Missed Calls is about essentially having a fight with somebody and then you're not picking up their calls anymore. So they're going to missed calls. And then it's kind of ruminating on that thought where it's just like, did I destroy this friendship, this relationship that I had with this person? But I'm too scared to talk to them because it might actually end, everything. So you're missing these calls and eventually you do get the courage to hit send and call them back. And I really like that song. And I think that the basis for that song, basically what I did is I told the AI, hey, make a song or make lyrics for a song called Missed Calls. And it kind of spit out a bunch of stuff. And I ended up cutting over half of it out and changing a lot of it around to better fit the vibe of the song. But the fact that it gave me that starting point where I didn't have to deal with empty canvas syndrome really, really benefited me in that instance. And like, especially for somebody who's just starting with writing lyrics, like I don't really know how to get those first couple lines down there. And once those first couple lines are down, then, you just kind of keep filling in the blanks from there. But just starting is really hard for me. But I am, I'm getting better at it. It's just very difficult for me. And I think that is where AI really shines because it can kind of aggregate all of these different ideas into one central place. And then you can pick and choose and then you can manipulate from there. And I think that's really where it does its best. Whereas, some of the scummy people of the internet just allow the AI to create an image and then they sell it as if they made it. And that is really, really kind of scummy in general. So I wanted to differentiate that where it's just like AI is incredibly powerful and very valuable. But there are some very strong legal issues when it comes to how you approach to use it. And I even when I did Missed Calls, I went back and I kind of Googled random phrases from the lyrics that the AI generated just to make sure that it wasn't just plagiarizing somebody else. It was actually generating these. And I feel that approach is very valuable. Just kind of like with sampling, it's important to have that kind of awareness of how where your stuff comes from, so you're not infringing on somebody else's copyright. The same thing with chord progressions. Like, I'm just like, hey, give me a jazzy chord progression in C minor, and it kind of spits out 4 or 5 chords, and then you can mess around with it. And I think that again is a great starting off point for not only like music writing, but also for me personally, like when I'm practicing, which I don't do often enough, but when I am practicing, it allows me to basically just pull random chords, and then I can sit down and I can improvise over those, and I can kind of learn different ways to either jump between chords that feels good, or I can also learn how to better or be more comfortable with doing like inversions and other stuff like that, because that's something that I really need to grow with. So having the ability to use AI to kind of just randomly generate some things really, really benefits me as well. There's a lot of AI out there right now, but the one that is currently popular is ChatGPT. I think that's what it's called. It's like openai.com/something. Yeah, chat.openai.com/chat. That's what I've been using lately, and that has been working really well. That's kind of the new hotness right now, but I know that changes quite frequently. But I really enjoy doing it. And you can also use that ChatGPT or other AI instances to have conversations. I know one of my buddies, he uses it to essentially allow the AI to simulate the situation that he's in. So it's like you tell the AI, imagine you are a streamer and you're looking for creative ways to expand your reach, like organically. And sometimes it spits out like a Google search answer, but sometimes it really does do some interesting and unique things that you can look into a little bit more and see if those solutions are right for you. So I don't think that it's a silver bullet when it comes to like creative expression or anything, but I do feel that it gives you a little bit of power over how you approach and resolve problems. I also heard that like ChatGPT specifically is very good at resolving like coding issues. Like you can tell it you want to regex some certain strings of data and it'll spit stuff out, or you can tell it like I want to make a mini golf game in JavaScript, and it'll give you kind of the framework for how to actually build that, and it will actually annotate the code in a way that allows you to learn what you're doing aside from just copy pasting, which I think is more valuable in the long run. But yeah, I would highly suggest just giving it a try. Like kind of the things that you do normally, just toss that into ChatGPT and see like what it can do for you or any AI model. But I feel that kind of the text-based ones are the most advanced right now, just because it gives you more options for expression and kind of refining your search and everything. Like I'm sure at some point, and I know that it already exists, but there are AI models that replicate music. And I think that I want to try to toss all of my songs in there and see what happens if I have AI basically try to make music from everything that I've ever written. And I want to see how to do that. I know that there's a way to do it, and I want to figure it out because I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe like create an album with it or something. Like I can do a collaboration with myself. That would actually be really fun. I'm going to write that down. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about this episode. I really think that it's a cool tool for you to use and to look into a little bit more. And I hope that this kind of insight is valuable to you. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for being a Patreon subscriber. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will talk at you. Because I'm not talking to you. This isn't a conversation. This is me talking at you. That's what podcasts are, right? Anyway, I'll talk with you. And I messed it up immediately. I'll see you later. I guess that's not even true either. Goodbye. Be remarkable.